Welcome, everybody. NHL action. I'm talking once again with Dana Lane, NHL analyst. Dana swept the board last night with two very, very smart picks that beat the book and beat them comfortably. Dana, first and foremost, congratulations. I know we're not ones to look in the rearview mirror, but good work. My hat is off to you. New York Rangers taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Now, these are two teams that are going to be playoff teams, but it seems like they're kind of in a funk as of late. Ducks are pretty banged up, and the Rangers, they're just being so inconsistent right now. They're picking the wrong time to do so. Where do you think the edge is tonight on the ice in this contest?
Well, Mike, certainly this time of year, we might start looking at some future plays. And, you know, I'm a lot more comfortable with the New York Rangers at 12-1 than I am the Anaheim Ducks at 17-2. I just think that defensively and certainly in goal, they're a little bit better. But we have to look at these games as single entities, and that's what we're going to do tonight. And certainly the downfall of the Ducks all year, Mike, has been their inability to put the puck in the back of the net. But we've also seen the Ducks where they have gone through a tremendous streak offensively. And maybe we're hitting that again, as we saw the other night against New Jersey when they scored 7 goals. And why that was impressive is their fourth line, which is usually the line that doesn't score a lot, at 10 points. So maybe they're finding some depth, and maybe we're catching them at the right time.
Yeah, they might be turning the corner. You know, we were going to talk about this futures, and I like that. Rangers, what do you think about the Islanders on that futures as well? Two New York teams.
Well, I have to tell you, I watched them against Pittsburgh last night, and although, you know, there was comments that came out of that game as there was a lack of space on the ice, I really thought the Islanders looked a little slow compared to the Penguins. So they certainly wouldn't be my first choice as we're looking at future odds. But by comparison to the Rangers or even the Ducks, I certainly would look at them a lot harder.
Yeah, I think the Ducks are maybe finding that groove. I'm a little concerned with them banged up. Do you have any injury updates on the Ducks? Because last time I saw, there were 4 players questionable, 2 of them being centers.
Yeah, they are a little thin at the center position. And when we talk about offense, certainly that's not where you want to be thin at, especially if you're going up against a Ducks team who is not only really good record-wise at home, but good against teams that are below 500 on the road, which the Rangers are. And you may say, well, wait a minute, the Rangers are 16, 15, and 4 on the road. But the way the NHL scores things, those 4 losses at the end, I count as losses. So that essentially gives the Rangers a losing record on the road.
Yeah, very well said. And also the Rangers, if I'm correct, their goalie's going to be out tonight, Lundqvist. Do you have any update on him?
Yeah, Ranta's going to start tonight in goal, and certainly we don't like him as much as we like Lundqvist. But you know, the fact is, you're going to see this time of year where you know you're going to have your number 1 goaltender in there a lot, but then again, you're going to have some spot starts, and I think, you know, just talking or listening to the Rangers talk, I mean, they're very confident in Ranta, but certainly I don't like him in the matchup against Anderson.
Yeah, and I like the fact with the Ducks on that futures as well. What is that sitting at right now? Do you have those figures in front of you?
I have Anaheim at 17-2 right now, and they're the 4th or the 5th highest as far as probability to win the Cup. But too many people, I've told people this whole time, Mike, I said, look, this team's got to score some goals. And they went through a hot stretch where they passed the Kings, and, you know, the Kings have the lead in the Pacific comfortably again. But until I can see them consistently do it, and keep in mind, they're going to have to do it against great defensive teams every single night in the playoffs, I just don't want any part of them in the postseason.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. How about the Rangers? Where were they sitting again for the futures odds?
Rangers are at 12-1, and a week ago, Mike, I would have said, "Hey, look, this is a pretty solid play at 12-1." But in the last week, they seem to be sliding down. As a matter of fact, in my top 10 power ratings, they've slid right out. So until I can put them comfortably at least in that top 10. I wouldn't have anything to do with the Rangers. But between the two, just because the Rangers have to go through the East and the Ducks have to go through the West, I certainly like my money if I had to choose between between these two on the Rangers.
And also in years past, the Rangers tend to put it together after struggling at this part of the season. They've done that 3 or 4 years ago, was almost exact situation. So, well, that's very interesting. And on the game, what's the best shop line for the Ducks to come away with the W tonight?
I'd go get this right now, Mike. You got the Ducks at minus a 45. At minus a 45. An hour ago is at minus 50. I think 45 is more than generous. Falls right within our comfort range of below $1.50. And I think the Ducks win this game tonight.
Okay, well, very well said. Dana, I really appreciate your breakdown. Okay, viewers, jump on the Anaheim Ducks tonight on the money line. Grab it now. It's available at minus 145 on the money line. And also, don't forget, the Rangers, 12-1 on a futures odds bet. This is a team that can put it together, so some food for thought for you. All right, Dana, as always, I appreciate you being with us and look forward to talking to you again real soon, my friend.